was born in a small village 59 years ago in a grass-thatched house in a village called Herega, a colonial village that had a big trench that had been dug by the colonialists to stop the local people from getting out of the village. His father and his mother were peasants with no education at all. He was born in a family of 9, and he wore his first pair of shoes in 1978 when he went to Form 1 in Kenyaga High School. Those days, it was a luxury for young boys to wear underpants because their parents could not afford them. They had better things to do. This guy seated here wore his first underwear in Form 1 called 007. And all the boys, to show off that they had underwear, they would pull it up and have the trouser down. And I have seen that is coming back. I don't know where it is coming from. And in the midst of financial struggle, the parents of this guy here struggled to take him to school. And by God's grace, he was able to go to Form 1, pass his Form 4 exams, go to Form 5 and 6, get admitted to the University of Nairobi, and get a job. And through hard work, praying to God, being focused, became a district officer in the government, worked hard, became an assistant secretary, continued working hard, became the personal assistant to the head of public service, Professor Philip Mbithi, continued working hard and being focused and praying God, became personal assistant to President Uhuru Kenyatta when he was the leader of official opposition, continued working hard, became a successful businessman, later on sought for office, became a member of parliament, and today, by God's grace, is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. It is possible. It is possible. And I want to give you a few tips in leadership because I want to invite you to become leaders. I'll be introducing to you at the end of the lecture a few young leaders I've come with here. And why the President and I have agreed that we need to do a little bit more in mentorship. It was our desire to mentor our young leaders who are elected. But we decided that is not enough. Kenya is too huge. There are too many young people with potential for leadership. And if we just concentrate on mentoring the elected leaders, we miss a point. I have today begun here in Murang'a University a long journey across our institutions of higher learning in the entire country to try to attempt to mentor our young people to become the leaders of this country. First and foremost, in whatever sphere that you aspire to lead, there are a few things that are a must. One, you must be God-fearing, because those that you lead want a figure who carries with him or her the attributes of mercy, the attributes of understanding, the attributes of empathy, the attributes of being forgiving. And that comes with those who fear God. Number two, the Bible tells us that you must respect your parents, your father and mother, so that the Lord can bless you. There is no way you'll be a leader of any shade in this country, in whatever sphere, when you don't respect your parents. People look at you the way you treat your parents. Anytime, even here when you have your elections for student leadership, I've seen the president here. You study that person. If that leader has no respect for his parents, that leader who aspires to lead will not get the favor of the people. And by parents, it does not just mean your biological parents. You must respect people who are the age of your parents. You must show respect to your elders. You must show respect to your seniors. You must show respect to your professors and your lecturers. You must show respect to members of the subordinate staff, because it all boils down to respecting your parents. In an African setup, anybody, the age of your parents is your parent. And that is very, very important attribute in leadership. Again, as you aspire to lead, the issues of being consistent are critical. What you say on Monday, you must repeat on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. You cannot say one thing on Monday and say a different thing on Tuesday. Your word must have value. And we must not be reckless with words. I know in our lives, all of us have been through that stage. Most of you are in that stage. You jokingly, when you are trying to tune a girl, tell her that you marry her. Please don't, unless you intend to. It's a very serious commitment. You are trying to talk to a girl, and you have hardly known her, and you actually don't mean it. It is unacceptable. The day you want a position of leadership, and you promise other things, that girl you promise you'll marry and you had no intention will say that guy is a liar. Let our words have value. If you say, I will do this for you, before you do, think it through. Think it through. And only when you are sure you'll do it, when you are sure you will deliver on that promise, then go ahead and pronounce yourself. Matters integrity. The preparation for leadership is based on integrity. If, when you are in primary school, you used to take the pencil of your desk mate when he or she is not there and it disappears, let alone in life you want to lead, that matter will come to haunt you. You must carry yourself with integrity and dignity. And you must be above board in all your actions. You must agree to reap only where you have sown. You cannot have the habit of taking what does not belong to you and then expect people to allow you to lead them. People will fear you. You must have what belongs to you. And if for whatever reason you want something that doesn't belong to you, please ask your friend to give you or to let you. But don't take away things that don't belong to you. And that brings us to the whole issue of corruption in our Kenyan state. Many public servants have taken upon themselves to use their positions to unfairly enrich themselves to the detriment of the Kenyan people. And you find when you have been given a position of responsibility, instead of using that position for the public good, you won't use that position to enrich yourself, your friends, your family, your acquaintances. I want to persuade you this afternoon that as one of the strongest ways to prepare for leadership is to be a man and woman of integrity. I want to persuade you this afternoon as we move on, that another important attribute of leadership and those who aspire to be leaders is courage. You cannot